There you have it, a shockingly unshocking press conference in which a recently unemployed woman said nothing of importance. I'm Perd Hapley, and I just realized I'm not holding my microphone.
Coming up next on Channel 46, a classic episode of the movie review talk show, Lights, Camera, Perd.
Make sure to watch all the way to the end for a hilarious joke about women drivers. Thelma and Louise gets 5 stars. It's 6:04 a.m. and I'm Perd Hapley of Channel 4 Eyewitness News, and the story of this next dance is that it's called The Worm.
What are you doing, Perd Hapley?
I'm about to ask you a question right now, and that question is this. The lewd photo, just how big a deal is it?
Well, frankly, Perd, it's not that big a deal, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, but it had the cadence of a joke. There are some statistics that I'd like to share with you now, and they are numbers. Some 85% of Pawnee residents support abstinence-only education.
And the other 15% are perverts. JK, you guys.
And 100% of Pawneeans are Perd-verts. That's the name I call fans of this show, based on the fact that my name is Perd. We'll see you after the break. Perd-verts.
Come Or maybe you will. Hello, Joan. Hello, Perd. Thanks for coming by.
Mwah.
Can I get you a drink?
I'll have the Joan. It's a tumbler of gin and it's got crushed aspirin around the rim.
And I would just like an empty glass. Leslie, your poll is designed to choose a new slogan. And a slogan is a series of words that have a meaning.
So true, Perd. All of the choices for the town slogan are wonderful, but if I had to choose my favorite, it would probably be storied past, bright future.
Well, the story of my interest level is it's medium.
This is the place where Perd Hapley shot his movie review show, Lights, Camera, Perd.
It's a heartwarming story, but it's just not believable, which is why I give E.T. 1.5 stars.
We know that you were already approached by Sweetums, and you said no, but is there any way you would reconsider?
I'm sorry, Miss Knope. There is such a thing as journalistic integrity, and it is something that I have as a journalist with integrity.
It's really important, Perd. Please. Come on. For old time's sake.
Well, the story of that appeal is it was heartfelt. And in response to that appeal, I respond, okay.
For old time's sake, does that mean... No. Anne, you tricky minx.
Yep. I went on a date with Perd.
What?
It was during that explore my freedom as a single woman phase.
Wow.
We just had a drink. And at the end, he said, I am going to kiss you now by putting my mouth on your mouth. And then I ran away.
It was absolutely the right call.
Councilwoman Leslie Knope wants to put fluoride, which is a chemical, into your drinking water. You know what else is a chemical? Strychnine. And cyanide.
What?
And dirt and rust and even broken glass.
Exactly. You definitely understand what chemicals are, Perd.
Let's begin the show by starting it.
This is the Perdles Court, a legal debate show about issues facing residents of southern Indiana. With your host, Judge Perd Hapley.
Tonight on the Perdles Court, we will have the guests that have been booked for tonight's show. The plaintiff, Leslie Knope, who has some big allegations against Grizzle. The defendant, Grizzle Vice President, Roscoe Santangelo. Who will win? I don't know yet, which is what makes this a court show.
Christopher. Christopher. It's like your furry toes.
Hilarious.
I have a question for you. It's something very important, which is... What is your spirit animal?
Jaguar, why do you ask?
Doing a survey. Well, survey completed, so take her easy.
You didn't ask me, but if you had, the answer I would have given is doggy.
Chris, Ann wants to ask you something right now. Go, Ann.
In front of Perd?
Yes, no more delays. Go.
I want to have a baby. Will you be the sperm donor?
The story of this situation is it's extremely personal.
Coming up next on Channel 46, a classic episode of the movie review talk show, Lights, Camera, Perd.
The movie's fine, but the main actor is incredibly ugly. Elephant Man gets 1 star.
We are here trying to make Pawnee better, and where is Leslie Knope? She's gallivanting around Europe, like some kind of European. You know, it's really tough to...
How did they get that picture?
Facebook.
But I just
Facebook.
But
Isn't it apparently, she can't be bothered to stay here in Pawnee, not when there's Europe to gallivant around in.
Well, we conducted a Perd poll and asked this question. Do you think Leslie Knope should be in England? Do you not think that? Or do you not think that? 48% said she should not be in Europe. 17% say it's okay. And 35% said they were confused by the way the question was posed.
Oh my God.
Hello, I'm Perd Hapley, and welcome to Ya Heard with Perd. Today's show begins now. Is this art or is it pornography? Here to answer this question is Parks and Recreation Deputy Director Leslie Knope.
Perd, it is a beautiful work of art. Governments should not be in the business of censorship, especially when a painting is as awesome as this one.
But this is where the controversy of this story gets even more controversial. You are the subject of this painting, half woman, half horse, with what some would say are human breasts.
I am not the subject. The subject is strong and empowered women everywhere. But it does look a little bit like me.
Leslie, for our viewers at home who might not know, are centaurs real?
No.
You're absolutely sure?
Frankly, he's a real jerk.
Harsh words, but this reporter does love those t-shirt cannons.
I have to bring up what happened last time Pawnee hosted this tournament.
No, you don't.
Good evening. We begin with our first story tonight. They're cute, they're cuddly, but now they are wreaking havoc at the State Little League Championship. Pawnee's raccoon infestation. Have these little bandits stolen our sense of safety?
The raccoon problem is under control. They have their part of the town and we have ours.
Apparently, Leslie Knope wielded her insider influence and got Councilman Poehler to save her precious department, even though it meant closing the shelter. Now, I am not saying that Leslie Knope is a dog murderer, per se. I just think that her actions raise some questions. Like, for example, is she a dog murderer?
God.
Well, I don't know the answer to that, Jennifer, but your tone makes me think yes.
This is The Final Word with Perd, with your host, Perdrick L. Hapley.
Issue number 1 is the first issue we're going to talk about. Is Bobby Newport's campaign for city council in trouble? When I say your names, I want you to respond. Dylan.
Well, Newport's poll numbers have been plummeting. They just fired his campaign manager, and where's Bobby? He's on vacation in Spain.
He's not on vacation, he's in hiding. Every time the guy speaks, he puts his foot in his mouth.
That's a hilarious image. A foot in a mouth.
It's a common expression.
Okay.
I know that most of you don't agree with me on this, but I am going to fight very hard to change your minds. And until then, I will take this censure and I will wear it proudly, like a badge of honor.
Wow, strong words from a woman who is trying to pin a piece of paper to her blazer. Next up on the program, we hear from you, our fans, in our new segment, Are You There, Perd-verts? It's me, Perd, hosting a new segment. I'm here live at a press conference where Councilman Jeremy Jam will discuss a government scandal we are calling Twitter Watergate until we can find a snappier name for it.
Coming up on the Hapley Group.
Obamacare. It's short for Alabamacare.
Perd, what's that inside your head? I just picture like a bird cage with a dead parakeet.
Well, it's something that I've been thinking about all my life. What is this bird doing here?
That's next on the Hapley Group.
Also joining us today is a different person, pornographic film actress Brandy Max.
Pleasure to be here.
Brandy, you've starred in over 200 adult films, some which are very good. When'd you get into business?
Last year.
Fantastic. Now, this painting right here, art or pornography?
Perd, I think this whole debate is ridiculous. What Leslie and I do is obviously art.
Oh, hang on. There's a big difference between an oil painting of a Greek myth and a pornographic movie.
It's okay, Leslie. I got this one. What Leslie and I want people to know is you should be able to have sex anywhere you want and show it anywhere you want. Whether it's girl-on-girl action, bondage, or what have you.
Okay, hang on. Pornography is very difficult to define. In fact, it was Justice Stewart who once said, I can't define pornography, but I know it when I see it.
Brandy, how would you define pornography?
For me, it's when the penis goes in.